Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I am your yarn host Jennifer. Hi. So today I'm supposed to be filming a video with my sister Baby Paprika. We were talking yesterday and we made plans today to film, and she got struck by some pretty serious storms yesterday and they don't have power, and so she cannot film. First of all, I hope by the time you see this that her power is back on, because I cannot imagine being in the house with a 4-year-old and a half-year-old without power. Been there, done that. Well, not that quite age, but I know what it's like. Kids don't like being without power. If you got an electric stove, you can't really cook. And I don't think my sister has barbecue. So yeah, she said if I can't get a hold of her today, it's because her phone is dead. So we are just going to switch things up, and instead of filming that, I'm going to film this. And because I did not have content planned for this, this is just going to be a crochet chat. We're just going to talk about all things crochet that I'm working on, that I'm planning on, that I'm not working on. So I got a little bit of craft block, and by craft block I mean I am really struggling with the craft. My brain is blocking out all crafts because I don't know why. This happens occasionally. I think maybe my hair is getting on my nerves. I'm so hot. Let me see if I still have my daughter's do-rag in here. I don't know what I did with it. I had it earlier. I had a do-rag in here to pull my hair up and I forgot. I see it. I see it. Alright. So excuse me. I just need to get this off my neck. I'm hot. I had to turn the air up. And it's not that it's particular. It is hot outside. I can't even say that. It is hot outside. I'm hot. I'm gonna do this. I had to turn the air up. Mr. Cinnamon keeps turning it to a warmer degree. I don't know if he's trying to save on the bill or what is going on. This is really hard to do without a mirror. So, how are you guys doing today? I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. I might have to open that up and redo it. Sweating my butt off. I feel like, oh, could just be a hot flash. Very well could be. Let's try this again. Now, I totally made a headband for this purpose, and I don't know what I did with it there. I think I encapsulated my braids. My mom used to always wear a do-rag in her hair when she was doing housework. Like, if we came home, she borrowed my dad's ugly brown do-rag, and she would wear her hair like this. And when we came home and she looked like this, we knew she was in a clean and fit and possibly moved all the furniture. Yes, I get it from my mama. So, yeah. I'm drinking up my water. Alright, so because I have craft block, I keep thumbing through magazines trying to find something to work on. I keep downloading patterns that I want to work on, and I don't want to make anything big right now. And yes, I do need to finish the placemats, the sunflower placemats, but I'm already anticipating that I do not have enough brown yarn. And because of that, I'm hesitating getting started on a placemat. And I can't decide whether I want to do Jujus N Stitches pattern for the sunflower placemat, which is like more like a charger, not a placemat. So it's the actual big sunflower. Or I want to make placemats that match the hand towel. So it's got the small sunflower in the bottom corner. And then do just a square, lightly colored placemat. But the problem is I'm almost out of that cone yarn. And I don't think I have another cone yarn that matches that I could replace, and I don't want to buy no more yarn. So I'm kind of in a stalemate with that. I've put that on the back burner for time being because, like I said, I didn't put myself on a time limit. I didn't even tell her I was making those for her. I'm just working on them. And so I don't feel the pressure to hurry up and get them done. When they get done, they get done. I still have not put I haven't put a button on the hand towel. So then I'm like, okay, these yarns are from, I think I got these from Hobie. And they're really beautiful and brightly colored. I'm not a big fan of the texture of the yarn. And just from getting tossed around, it's fuzzing up a little bit. This is the Jaipur, however you want to say that. I have 2 of them. And they're beautiful. And I want to make something out of this yarn because it's so pretty. Worked Up in Crochet is very busy. And I started this last night. And first, I don't like the feel of the yarn. I don't like how busy it is with this stitch. So I'm going to frog it because I got about this far. And then I told Mr. Cinema, I was like, put this on the table. I can't do it right now. I can't. I'm not feeling it. So that is gonna, I can't even, my bucket is out of reach. I can't even toss it over there. So today I got my Halloween bag out that I made last year. And it is stuffed with Halloween colored yarns because I'm in a Halloween mood, as you can tell by my little Frankenstein and my mummy and my other Frankenstein. That's the extent of my Halloween decorations inside that. Oh, and I put this up. This is Halloween colored. I'm in a Halloween mood, kinda. And so I, a while back, printed off some patterns from Jujus N Stitches. I printed off her crochet jack-o'-lantern square pattern and her Frankenstein monster square pattern. So I only have a black and white ink in my printer. So that's the Frankenstein one and the jack-o'-lantern one. These are paid for patterns on her Etsy shop. That's where I got them from. I don't know if these are also tutorials. I don't think that they are, because I think usually when she does a pattern, a paid for pattern, that it's not a tutorial, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I didn't even know she did the Frankenstein one. I totally missed that one, and she did that one a couple years ago. So as soon as I saw Frankenstein, you know, I jumped on it. So I got this grayish black color because I don't think I have any other black. This yarn feels terrible, but this is only going to be used for Frankie's hair. So I got Premier, and I wish I had all of these in anti-pilling acrylic, but I don't have black or gray. So I got the neons out. I got fluorescent yellow. I got electric green. I got the safety orange, which is called flame orange. And I pulled out gray because I wasn't sure. I'm kind of thinking of bordering all the squares in gray. I don't have a lot of it. Actually, I think I have a whole other skein of this. I'm not positive, but I pulled that out just in case. And then I pulled out purple. The only purple that I have is the Premier Basics, which is a fine yarn, but it's not anti-pilling acrylic. But I realized that my beautiful stash, as glamorous and as full as it is, does not have very many solid colored yarns. It is massively variegated and stripy and ombre and like colorful, and I don't have a whole lot of solids, and what I have in solids are just in my little rainbow shelf. Let me loosen this up so I can turn you guys a little better. See my rainbow shelf right here? That's my solids. I do have some solids down here behind these boxes on these shelves, but these are mostly Premier Basics and like thicker weight yarns. So like 5s. And even though the Basics is labeled a number 4, some of them are actually kind of on the thick side, and they don't go real well with the anti-pilling acrylic. I see I adjusted that and now it's just off. There we go. So today my plan is, hopefully, and I hope this goes well for me because I'm not having very much luck just getting in. I don't know why. And I actually sat at the table last night. I was getting really frustrated with myself because I cannot figure out what to make next. I cannot figure out what I want to work on. I'm having a hard time. I mean, I knit a couple of hats and that was fun. I didn't like crocheting the hat a whole lot just because like right now, I don't know. I'm in the mood to do things other than crochet. And I was talking to Juju about it, as a matter of fact. Can I tell you, my daughter is really smart. I'm untangling yarn. I told her, I said, I'm not really enjoying crochet right now. And she said, that's okay, Mom. She goes, I'm having a hard time beating for myself because she, much like me, have bastardized our craft. And there's a quote from the movie Hope Floats, and if I can find it, Harry Connick Jr. says it. He's talking about the American dream. He said, we take the American dream, we take something that we love. In his role in that movie, he was, I believe, an architect or something, and he said we twist it and we mold it and we try to turn it into the American dream. So the dream is that you take something that you love doing, a craft, whatever your thing is, and you try to make a profit off of it. Well, in doing that, you destroy the dream. Like, it becomes something else, and then it starts to become about, you know, success and money, and it becomes less enjoyable. And so that's why I have to remember to step back and stop doing the work side of the channel, because I really have a tangle here. Not focus solely on work, you know, like tutorials or PEOW. As much as I love PEOW and I love showing you guys my favorite yarns, that is the work side of my crochet stuff. So it becomes work. It doesn't become sitting and just loving what you're doing and just crafting for the love of craft. And then you start thinking about, okay, well, what am I going to make? I got to make something that's going to do good on the channel. I got to do something that people are going to want to do. I got to create, and the creating part is what I'm really struggling with right now. The reason I tell you all of this is because I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love doing this. I love the community that I've created here. I love all of you guys being here, and I love sharing. But I've kind of, sometimes I work too hard, and I do this, and me and Mr. Cinnamon are also talking about this as well. I've been talking to everybody about everything. I'm trying to prove myself to who I don't know. I'm trying to prove myself. I'm trying to make myself feel worthy enough for all of this. This goes back to just issues I've had my whole life because of the way I was treated, okay? And so I tell you guys this because in honesty, like, I'm struggling in my head. And I know that it's all things that I'm working through currently. So that's why I talk to you guys about it, because, you know, it's better to get it out than to keep it in. So, and that's not, when I say stuff like that, I'm always worried because people always come back with, you're worthy. Why can't you see that? Stop being hard on yourself. I'm not being hard on myself. I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to heal. And healing is sometimes a really ugly process. So, because of that, you know, it's just what we're going through with life right now. This is driving me nuts. The more I get it where I think it's going to come untangled, the more it tangles. Can I tell you, this yarn is so soft though? I'm spoiled by anti-pilling acrylic. I'm spoiled by it. My hands love it. I may not ever get to starting this pattern. We're just going to sit here and untangle yarn if that's alright with you. I really wish it would cool down in this house. I have a big giant industrial fan outside of my office door. If I turned it on, I would be fine, but you guys won't be able to hear me. I have cotton mouth really bad today. Had a really bad headache. Did not sleep very well last night. Part of the healing process is nightmares and nightmares and nightmares. So the past several nights, I'm just having bad dreams like all night long. Last night was a particularly bad night. Just nightmares. And then little man got up. He was having nightmares. So I noticed when my body temperature goes up, like if I'm having a hot flash, I have a nightmare and it wakes me up. And then I realize I'm having a hot flash. Or if it's too warm in the house, I have nightmares. I don't know why my body temperature makes me have nightmares. I don't know what that, I have no idea. But I at least got the knots further down the string. We're almost there. I can feel it. We're almost there. So I figured Jujus N Stitches writes so easy patterns. Her patterns are just so easily understood. She, like I said in the past, she's the one who taught me how to crochet. I got the very basics from my mom. Jada is the one who taught me how to crochet. And now, if my mother was still alive, I know she would be impressed with my crochet because I can crochet things she never even dreamed of crocheting. I think that she could read a pattern. If I remember correctly, she could read a pattern, but my grandmother could not read a pattern. So my mom would have to tell my grandmother what to do in the pattern. But my mom could not very easily free design. And I think my mom would be totally impressed with my ability to design stuff. She'd probably be freaking out. Ooh, we're almost there, guys. We just got this little piece right here. And so that's why I picked, I downloaded these patterns from Jujus Stitches, I think a month ago, maybe a month ago. And the reason I downloaded them is because Frankenstein, hello, I want to make a little blanket. You guys know I love Frankenstein if you've been here. And, oop, that's the wrong way. And I want to make a little Halloween blanket for myself. We are done, we are untangled. I'll throw that up there. Now I am using a size bigger hook than she suggests because I've learned that I crochet really tight. And yeah, I always in patterns need to go up a size. A recommended size. And I figured, you know, Jujus N Stitches, I don't think I've worked off her written I have worked off of her free written patterns, but these are the first patterns I purchased from her. Because a lot of the stuff that I make that's Jujus N Stitches is tutorials. I really do well with tutorials. I'm fine reading patterns, but like I do a lot better with visualization. And there's a lot of people that say the same thing to me, is like, do you have the tutorial for this, or do you have the pattern for this? Because I do better this way, or I do better this way. So I do understand that. And Jada just, she writes like she does her tutorials. So if you can't do, if you're not real good with reading a pattern, she writes it like she's saying it in the video. And her tutorials are very easy, or her patterns are very easy to follow. I have downloaded pretty much, I think, all of her free patterns with the orange. All right, got the orange. I'm not going to tell you what the pattern is saying because that, no. All right, now I gotta count. Gotta count. I love this color orange. The house is so quiet today. Everybody's off at school or off at their work. Although I just heard one of the dogs go out the doggy door. I have to lock Scarlett in the afternoons because she doesn't like the next door neighbors. Our next door neighbors are an elderly woman. She's not elderly. She's retired. I think she's a retired teacher. she watches her grandchildren. Her grandson is the same age as Lucas, and I think she's homeschooling them because they have never went to school. Like, they're there all afternoon. And then she's got a granddaughter that is, I want to say Adora's age, so like 3 or 4 maybe. 3 or 4, maybe 5. She might be 5 now. I don't know. But when the kids are outside playing, she also has these horrible little rat dogs. And I call them rat dogs because they're small dogs, but they are those dogs that have zero training, and they bite at your ankles. And the reason I know this is because I can see into their backyard from my upstairs, and I watch my dog when my dog's outside because Scarlet sounds vicious. She has this very deep growling bark, and she sounds like she's gonna rip your throat out, and that's not the case at all. However, she sounds terrifying, and I don't doubt that she would bite someone if she was protecting us. She's a very protective dog, which is common with her breed. She's an American Staffordshire Terrier. She is also, the breed itself, they're known as nanny dogs. They used to be bred as nanny dogs on farms. They were bred to watch the kids, you know, keep an eye on the kids, protect the kids. So that's something that is bred into them. And the kids will be next door outside playing, and the little boy in particular likes to stand at the fence, and he climbs up our fence, looks over our fence, and then like will yell and like throw stuff in our yard, and he's just a brat. Okay. I know I hate saying that. He is not, his grandma should not, he should be in school or in a home work environment where there's structure, because he clearly needs it, because he's not getting it there. He kind of just runs wild. And I don't hold anything against the little boy. I know that it's his parents, his grandma, whatever. But when he does that, his grandma's dogs attack him and bite at his feet and bite at his legs. And he's constantly telling them, stop biting me, stop biting me. And I see this happening, and Scarlet wants to eat the dog for biting the child. And so she runs the fence line and gets very agitated, and she has hurt herself more than one time at the fence. And she's trying to protect the little boy, but what they hear is a vicious dog on the other side of the fence, because they don't understand my dog. So she's just very protective. She's very protective. And what do? Go over there and say, my dog is trying to kill your dog because you don't train your dog properly. You can't do that. So I have to make sure that when they go outside, which is usually around like 12 or 1, so I got about an hour and a half, I have to make sure that Scarlet isn't in the house. Oreo is fine. Oreo doesn't care. It's Scarlet. She's trying to get through the fence to get that dog off that kid, because she can't see what's happening. She hears the kid screaming and the dog is biting the kid. So I gotta make sure. And she's been doing really good. I lock them in the house during the afternoons because come here, baby. Come here. Try to see who came in. Oh, that was Scarlet. She's louder. You heard me from outside? Hi. I got an email from Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too, and she's like, I love seeing your dogs. You gotta show them more on the channel. And I was like, okay, I can't. I can't. Oreo does not really like me, and I can't. Hi, baby. You gonna come here? Up? Yeah, she's like, nope. Oreo does not like being on camera. Unless I get on the floor with them, you're not gonna see them. And I don't film in my living room. I just don't. That's my personal space. I've only filmed in the living room one time. And, yeah. Well, no. I filmed a couple times in the living room. A couple years ago, I was filming in the living room for my Christmas videos. Alright, step 2. Oh, we changed it up. I know that I'm not going to be able to do this and talk at the same time. I don't know why I'm even trying. Look how pretty that is, though. It is super, super bright. This is going to be the coolest blanket ever. So this is going to be... Let me turn my light off. That's pretty accurate. That is going to be the mouth and the eyes on the jack-o'-lantern. And then this is going to be Frankenstein, which is, it's brighter than what it's showing up on there. And I think the background for the pumpkins and the Frankie squares is going to be the purple, so that it really makes those colors pop out. This looks way darker. That's more accurate. See? That's going to really make that stand out. Yeah, I can't do both at once. I'm trying. I can't crochet and talk. I take that back. I can crochet and talk. I cannot crochet and read a pattern. Or talk and read a pattern. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. See, I even have my pumpkin coaster on my desk for my water bottle. So yeah, that's what's going on. I think that's going to be it. I mean, I really want to get working on this. And I think I'm going to go sit down in the living room maybe and turn on the TV for background noise, because I cannot stand being in this quiet of a house. It drives me nuts. I'm so used to chaos and noise. The quiet is like eerie. I also probably need to take a nap today before I cook dinner, because I'm tired. I think I woke up like 18 times last night at the very least. And then when little man got up at 3:30, I was up. I was awake. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to scroll through TV, because I was wide awake at that point. When you wake up so many times in a short period of time, like your brain just cannot turn off after a certain point. So I'm like turning on TV and I'm watching. And then I got a little bit tired, so I closed my eyes and I laid there for about an hour with my eyes closed, but fully awake. And then Mr. Cinnamon's alarm went off. And just as his alarm went off, I was just starting to fall asleep. So I felt him come over and give me a hug and a kiss goodbye. And then I fell asleep. It wasn't until he kissed me and left that I actually fell asleep. And from the time he leaves to the time little man gets up is maybe an hour. So I got an hour of really good deep sleep. But other than that, yeah, not so much. So I'm probably going to take a nap today. I have no idea what I'm making for dinner. I don't even want to cook. I didn't want to cook last night either. I told Mr. Cinnamon, I'm like, I'm not hungry. I don't even want to cook. I don't even want to cook. I'm not hungry. And he's all right, well, what can we buy from the store that we can microwave for the kids? It's real easy. I'm like, I don't want my kids to eat microwave food for dinner. I don't know why. I'm like, dinner has to be dinner. They can have microwave food for the breakfast, for their lunch, I don't care, but like dinner has to be dinner. We don't even, and we never really have. My mom used to on payday, she would do Friday, every other Friday when my dad got paid, we would get like either McDonald's or Long John Silver's or Taco Bell, or yeah, I think that was our options, because we didn't have a lot of fast food restaurants in our area. And KFC always made me sick, although a lot of foods always made me sick. Or once in a great while we would get White Castle, and White Castle has always made me deathly ill. And it makes a lot of people deathly ill, but I didn't realize that onions make me really, really sick, and the bread was making me really sick. So if you've ever had a White Castle, they are covered in onions and most of it is bread. So yeah. So growing up, that would be like our going out to eat on the weekend type thing. But here, like, we don't do, Mr. Cinnamon is really weird. I think because he didn't have a family structure to where they sat down at the table for dinner in his home. His grandma and grandpa always had meals at the table. They still, to this day, dinner is every day at the kitchen table. Well, grandma, anyway, grandpa's not here anymore. And so when I met Mr. Cinnamon, when we got married, when we had kids, it was vital that we sat and had dinner at the kitchen table as a family every night. And for me, we always had dinner together as a family. My mom had dinner on the table when my dad got home every day. And our kitchen was smaller than this room. Actually, it might have been this room size. But with I think our kitchen was probably 10 by 10. With a stove, a refrigerator, a washing machine. Our washing machine was in the kitchen, and a small dining room table. There was not room for all 5 of us to sit at the table, so I sat in the living room on the floor and ate my dinner. Yeah. So Every night we have dinner at the kitchen table together as a family, and we often linger there for an hour or two after dinner and just talk, which is really beneficial for our family. But we don't really do like fast food. We don't do quick, easy meals for dinner because Mr. Cinnamon doesn't like that. He's getting picky in his old age. He used to eat anything I put on the table. It didn't matter. If I heated up microwave food, he didn't care. If I cooked in the crock pot, he would eat it without complaint. And now I get the, why'd you do that? Why'd you put mushrooms in this? Why did you cook this in the crock pot? Like, he really hates the crock pot. He really hates the crock pot. He says the meat is too soft. I prefer soft meat. I don't want to be chewing and chewing. Little man won't eat out of the crock pot. So I can't even do crock pot meals anymore because both of them complained. And so I'm just at the point where I'm tired of cooking dinner. My mom got like this when her children were teenagers, when we were all about teenagers. She stopped cooking dinners because she just got tired of it. She got tired of cooking. She got tired of figuring out what to cook every night because someone was always complaining. And I'm at that point now. I was like, I'm just tired of cooking. Somebody's always saying, well, I don't like. Well, I miss the days when you guys were little and you just ate and shut up. Just eat what I put. Sometimes it's hard for me to get in the kitchen and cook because I got 100 other things going. I don't want, and Mr. Cinema's like, well, I wasn't complaining, I was just questioning. Well, do you question the people at restaurants why they put mushrooms in their food? No, eat it, shut up. Come on. Yeah. I'm tired of cooking. And I used to love cooking. Oh. So last night I went in there and didn't feel like cooking. I already pulled out meat that was defrosted on the stove. I pulled out cube steak. And I made, I guess it's like Salisbury steak. But it was all gluten-free. I couldn't get my gravy to thicken up right because I can't use flour. And yes, I tried thickening it with the cornstarch, but I was running low on cornstarch. And so it was a thin gravy. But when I put the cube steak back in, the cube steak was kind of breaded with the cornstarch that I was running out of. And that helped thicken the gravy a little bit. And then I made, I was going to make corn on the cob, but the corn on the cob went bad in the refrigerator. So what did I make for little fancy carrots. They're called fancy carrots because they're miniature carrots, but they're not the little shaved round carrots. They're like small carrots with the green on the end. They're called fancy. They're just carrots. They taste good though. I put a little bit of my my honey on there, my blueberry honey, and some salt and pepper and a little bit of butter. They're really good carrots. Really good carrots. Even Little Man eats them, and Little Man hates carrots. So I have no idea what I'm making for dinner tonight. I have pork steaks in there. I have Berber spice in there. Berber spice is like an African mix. I hope I'm saying that right. It is so good. It is something that they commonly use at one of the African restaurants at Disney World, and we have really gotten a taste for like African food and Indian food and the spices that are in those regions. So I might do that. That means I gotta go out on the grill, and the grill is acting up. The grill is not getting as hot as it used to, and so you can't get a good sear on something because it's not like as hot. So Mr. Cinnamon thinks there's like a blockage in the valve or the tube or something. So I don't know. I know that there's other food in there too. I might have to go to the grocery store. I kind of want some shrimp. I got shrimp in there, but again, half the people in the house won't eat shrimp. Oh, the joys of motherhood and wifehood. Just being a mom. Yeah. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow if I can find a Premier Yarns that I have not featured yet. I know a couple of people have asked me to order the Premier Yarns new colors of the puzzle yarn. I hesitate only because, not because I don't like the new colors of the Premier puzzle yarn, because they're beautiful. I have a stash of puzzle that I'm working on a blanket with, and I don't need any more. And I don't have any place to put those big balls of yarn. So that's why I hesitate. If I can get some of those big skeins taken care of, I can order some more, but and I'm having a hard time remembering what Premier yarns that I showed already and which ones I did not. And so I gotta go through my list. And then I also like going through, it worked out really well the other week. I showed a yarn that Premier Yarns put on sale, and I featured that yarn. I think it was the Bloom. So we might do that again this week. I gotta look and see what's on sale. Alright, I have some of these yarns, so we'll see. We'll see. I have the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK Solids and Stripes. I know that I have those. I know that I do. And I also have some Momenti, I believe. I think I still have some Momenti. I definitely have the Afternoon Cotton, and that's on sale. Maybe we'll pull out the Afternoon Cotton. We'll talk about that. Because I showed an unboxing. I've actually done 2 unboxings of the Afternoon Cotton, and I bought fall colors. And so maybe we'll pull that out and work up something. What do you guys think? Because they're small skeins, but they're on sale number 1. I gotta figure out where I put them. Maybe we'll do the Afternoon Cotton tomorrow. What do you think of that? For P-yow. Alright guys, I will let you go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.